Hi team, I hope you're all well. Today is Thursday evening. It's currently 4:45 and at 5 o'clock I'm starting 24-hour readathon with my patrons. Now we're going to start off with a bit of an unboxing because I've come home to quite a bit of mail, and then I'll tell you about what I'm reading because I can't remember what's in here and I might want to read something that's in here, so we'll do that. I've got this envelope. I think this is from Jade. I'm going to assume. Yes, it is from Jade. I'll tell you the reason why I know, because I recognise this bookmark. It was going to be one for Daisy and B and we ended up changing our mind on it and picking a different one, and then she's kept it for Patreon, which is lovely. And then we have a mushroom Patreon bookmark. We have a one more chapter. This is adorable. One more chapter Patreon bookmark. Same on the back. We have, this is the other reason I know it's Jade. We have vampire tampon moon blood one, out of this world one, which is really pretty. It's the same on the back, I think it is. Yeah, and then we have this really cute bread making one, which is really adorable. So a nice selection of bookmarks there from Ratbag for her Patreon. Thanks, Ratbag. I have a Fairy Loot one. Oh, I know what this is. I'm definitely not reading this because I've already read it, but I wanted to get this edition of it. Because I've been collecting the collector's editions that Fairy Loot have been doing. So it is The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. I gave this 4 stars, but I am thinking that upon those edges, I am thinking that upon reread, I may enjoy it a little bit more. And now that I've seen the movie as well, which I enjoyed, I just didn't think that the guy that played, oh, what's his name? Joshua, was the correct guy. I think someone else would have been better. Adorable. So very nice indeed from Fairy Loot. Enemies to Lovers, Office Romance. Very good indeed. And then a cute little card from Fairy Loot as well. Them on the floor for recycling. And then I have these. I've ordered quite a bit in the last few days. Serotonin, dopamine boost. So I can't remember what's in here. So we do have Clan in a Cornfield by Adam Cesar. This is a middle grade, I think, or YA horror. Quinn Maybrook just wants to make it to graduation. She may not make it till morning. It's got clowns in it. I hate clowns, but I've been so tempted by this book for ages now, probably since it came out, and I've been wanting to read it. So I thought I would get it and see what happens. If I hate it, I can DNF it and get rid of it. But the second one just recently came out, so I did get it. So I don't think I'm gonna read that. I think this is from, that's very quick, Rachel. Nice job, my love. So this is from, let's check, there's nothing else in there. Happy Go Lovely Sleeves, which Rachel runs, and I absolutely adore her shops. These are book sleeves. So I did get the Foxy and Pumpkin one because it's beautiful. These ones have a, I'm not going to open it, I can't, because I don't want to ruin the back just yet. But they have a little pocket for your Kindle in the front and a pen also. And then I did also get this one, which is purple on the inside, and a corner bookmark as well. They're gorgeous. I absolutely love her designs. They're beautiful. I will leave a link to Rachel's shop in the description box down below. And then this looks like it could actually be from Waterstones. Are they actually getting their oh no, it's not. I got it off of eBay. This could be one I may pick up today. It is Magic Lies and Deadly Pies by Misha Pop. I do have a video coming soon of, or it may already be up, if it is I'll leave a link to it up here, of books, cozy mysteries that I'm keen on getting to soon. So, and this is one of them. Daisy, Eloise pies have a secret ingredient, the magical ability to avenge women done wrong by men, but Daisy finds herself on the receiving end, and Misha Pop's cozy series debut. So it sounds fantastic and I've heard great things. I do have the audiobook, but it's not even the right app. I do have the audiobook, but I'm not sure how long it is. I need to make sure that my books make sense for the readathon, you see. Ooh, 8 hours and 2 minutes. So this is a possibility. Okay, so I do quite fancy a thought of this actually, because it sounds great. A Pies Before Guys mystery, yes please. Okay, so we now have this on the TBR. Magic, Lies and Deadly Pies, which is a cozy mystery. I've just told you about it. I also have Waking the Witch by Rachel Burgess, which is a darkly spellbinding tale of female empowerment steeped in Welsh mythology, Arthurian legend. So this is also a possibility. Jade said it's a really quick read. Again, I've got the audiobook, but she said that I could probably read it quicker than the audio can for me, because I can only go up to 2 times speed on the audio. This is also a possibility. And then I do have Hooky or Hooky, I don't know how you pronounce it, which is a cutesy graphic novel. So I want to read that as well. I also have October by Katia Balin, which is a middle grade book, which could, if I'm going to push anything, it'll be this, I'm not going to lie. A lyrical masterpiece about spreading your wings from the author of Space We're In. It's following October and her dad who live in the woods. So this is also a possibility. And then the other one that I definitely want to get to is The Journey, which is Big Panda and Tiny Dragon, the second book by James Norby. I read the first one when it came out and I absolutely loved it. So The Charm of Winnie the Pooh, The Depth of Ancient Proverbs. That's such a perfect review. But this is actually a story, so it will take longer to get through than the original Big Panda and Tiny Dragon book. But I got this the other night from the supermarket. So this is how my TBR's looking. If I ditch anything, it's going to be October, so I won't make that a priority. But I really would like to get through these, if at all possible. Again, October can be shifted to later on in the month, but these, I wanted to do spoopy, not spooky, you know? Although Jade did say that this gets a little bit dark, Waking the Witch, so we'll see how that goes. But that's where I'm up to. And I think I'm actually going to start with this because I'm really keen on it. I may actually start with this, get through this, and it'll get me motoring then. It'll give me a sense of whatever that word is that I can't remember. So yeah, that's what's happening. I have just come back from the doctors from having my 3-yearly pap smear, yay, which was, as usual, incredibly uncomfortable. So I am feeling a little bit on edge and anxious. So I want to calm myself down. I'm really excited to hang out with my patrons for a little bit because it's been a hot minute. I haven't done Patreon sprints since I got back from a holiday. I've missed them dearly. So I am excited for that. I think I really am trying to stay away from takeaway, but I actually think I'm going to order something in tonight because I haven't got anything reasonable in that I can make. And in all honesty, I'm not in the mood right now to make anything. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna go and get myself set up because I've got 5 minutes until we start. I'm gonna go and get myself set up with the laptop and I will check back in with you when I've got an update for you. But in the meantime, I've no doubt I will do lots of cozy B-roll for you and you can enjoy that. It is Saturday. No, it isn't. It's fucking Friday. Good morning. It is Friday. It's 10 to 11, unless it's 10 to 10 because I saw the 10. It's 10 to 11. My sprints are starting in 10 minutes, and I thought I would do an update with you because I forgot to update you last night. So I managed to have a really good night last night. Great start to the readathon. And then I have made some changes to today's TBR. So let's go through what I read last night. I did read The Journey, Big Panda and Tiny Dragon by James Norbury. This is the second book that he's done with these characters, Big Panda and Tiny Dragon. And this was really, really sweet. This was more like a story, whereas last time it was just illustrations with quotes, whereas this has got a lot of meaningful life type quotes in it, but weaved into a little story about Big Panda and Tiny Dragon ending up going on an adventure. Tiny Dragon's quite depressed and Big Panda's trying to help him, and they end up going on an adventure, but it all ends up going a bit wrong, and it makes things worse for Tiny Dragon for a while until he kind of has like an epiphany moment. And it's really, really sweet. Some of the illustrations are just absolutely beautiful, and I took a picture of one of my favourite quotes last night and put it on Instagram. "Stillness is always there to be found," said Big Panda, "and in the peace you may start to find yourself again." With this illustration, how beautiful is that? And on the next page it goes on to say, "And if you forget yourself, just look up at the stars in the sky, or listen to the pines waving in the evening breeze. They are doing what nature intended in this moment." With these two gorgeous illustrations. It's absolutely beautiful. Would recommend it. 5 out of 5 stars. And then I also read Magic Lies and Deadly Pies by Misha Pop. I read this whole thing. This was such an easy read. It was such a fun time. I'm really excited about the next one. We're following Daisy, who makes cakes, but she doesn't make normal cakes. Well, she does, but she always adds a little bit of magic to them. However, she also kills men who have done the women in town wrong with her cakes, and it's a very interesting concept. It's quite Dexter-esque, just not as dark, but you know, almost like vigilante type if you like, but it's very, very well done, and I really enjoyed it. It was a very good time. I really enjoyed Daisy as a character, and I enjoyed the other characters that were involved in this as well. Noel, what a guy. So I had a good time with this, and I'm intrigued to see what happens in the next book, because the next book does continue to follow Daisy, and there was like a baking competition in here. So we are following her going through and like killing these guys and her process doing that, but there's also a situation in which someone is kind of like stalking her, but not, if you like, and trying to scare her into killing some women as well. And she's got this rule that she doesn't kill women, it's only men. So she's trying to figure out who that is and what the reason behind it all and what's going on. And then the baking competition at the end. It was very good. I had a great time with it, and I gave it 4 stars. If I gave half stars, 4.5. Very excited for the second one. So that's 2 books down. I did both of those before I went to bed last night. And then the other book, one of the other books that I was thinking about picking up was Waking the Witch. You'll see there's a bookmark in here. I did read the first chapter last night before I went to bed. However, I woke up this morning and I'm not in the mood for this. This is more fantasy, sci-fi-esque, and I kind of want to stick to the spoopy, cutesy, kind of like cozy mystery themes. So I've had a quick look at some of the audiobooks that I've got going on, because I am nipping out to go and get my nails done, so I can audiobook while I'm on my way there and on my way back, and then potter around for the afternoon while I'm audiobooking. And I have managed to find another one that was actually on my Cozy Mysteries list. I'll leave a link to the video up here if you've not seen it yet. But I am going to pick up The Accidental Medium by Tracy Whitwell, because I've managed to find the audiobook for it and it sounds great. So I'm going to be picking this up. This one is The Accidental Medium is the first book in a hilarious series from Tracy Whitwell featuring Tans, the accidental medium who, with the help of the dead, is about to become an unwilling crime solver. Tans is a wine-loving, straight-talking, once successful TV actress from Gateshead, whose career has shriveled like an antique walnut. She is still grieving for her friend Frank, who died in a car crash 3 years ago, and she has to find a normal job in London to fund her cocktail habit. When she starts working in a new age shop, Tans suddenly discovers that her voice that the voices she's hearing in her head are not just her imagination working overtime, but are in fact messages from beyond the grave. Alarmed, she confronts her little mum and discovers that she is from a long line of psychic mediums. Despite a new exciting avenue of life opening up to Tan's, darkness isn't far away, and all too soon there's a murder in the air. It sounds really good, so I'm here for this one. So I'm excited to read that, and then I also do have Hooky still on my TBR. So I'm hoping to get through both of these today. Whether or not that's going to be possible, because I've got to take like an hour out to go and get my nails done, I don't know, but we'll see. But yeah, happy with progress so far. I also have a parcel here from Moon Star Emporium, so I thought I would open those up with you as well. Chloe dropped some new bookmarks and I ended up ordering them for Halloween, so I'm very, very excited. And a couple of others that I ended up getting as well. So the Halloween ones that I got, I did get the vampire one, which is absolutely beautiful. My battery is dying. I got the pumpkin one. There we go. I got this one, which again is beautiful, and it says, she felt the moon within her soul, and like the moon she would rise up in the darkness to shine her light. I will leave a link to Chloe's shop in the description box down below. And then I also got this one. Are we gonna focus? There we go. Which says, I have loved the stars too fondly to be fearful of the night. So yeah, love those. Thanks Chloe for those beautiful bookmarks. So yeah, I'm gonna go because I need to get set up for sprints, which are happening any minute, and I will check back in with you later. Days since I finished this vlog off, but I thought I would just come and wrap this up so that I can get it edited and get it uploaded for you all. The 24 hours was really successful. It absolutely flew by, I'm not gonna lie, but I had a really good time. I ended up finishing 3 books and I did have a DNF as well. I don't think I came on and updated you about the DNF and then told you what else I decided to pick up. So let's run through very quickly what I did read. So I read The Journey, Big Panda and Tiny Dragon, which I absolutely adored and gave 5 stars. The book's upstairs, I couldn't be bothered to go and get it because I'm lazy. And then I did also read Magic Lies and Deadly Pies, which I gave 4 stars. If I gave half stars, 4.5. This was fantastic. Very, very good. Then I moved on. I was going to read Waking the Witch, but I wasn't in the mood for like fantasy. So I ended up putting that down. That wasn't my DNF. I will be picking that up again at some point, just when I'm in the mood for it. I just wanted to continue on kind of with like cozy mystery or mystery type thriller book. So I decided to pick up The Accidental Medium by Tracy Whitwell. However, I got 26 pages into this and I was really struggling with it. I wasn't a fan so much of the writing style. It's kind of almost written in diary format, if you like, but that's not the purpose, that's not the intended purpose of the writing style, so that annoyed me. And similarly, there were several slurs in this, and also quite a lot of fat phobia from the main character. She was talking a lot about food and weight, so I wasn't a fan of this one and I've decided to DNF it. I was going to temporarily DNF it for the readathon on the basis that I wasn't enjoying it in the moment, and I was like, I've not got a great deal of time left, and for the rest of my time during this readathon I want to read something I'm going to enjoy, so I'm going to temporarily DNF it and I'll come back to it. However, I've read more reviews on Goodreads and I'm not happy, so this is a complete DNF and I'm just going to unhaul it. I'm devastated because the cover's gorgeous and the premise sounds fantastic, but it's just, I'm not doing it. So DNF The Accidental Medium, and I did instead decide to pick up Clown in the Cornfield. So I decided to pick this one up. I was sat looking at my shelves. I was trying to decide what I thought I could actually get through in the time frame that I wanted to get through it in, because I think I only had about 3 or 4 hours left of the readathon, and I listened to the audiobook of this. So it did run over. I ran over till about 6:15, but on the basis I nipped out to get my nails done for an hour, I wasn't too hard on myself with it. I allowed myself to have like a bit more time towards the end of the readathon. I did stop sprints at 5:15. So I decided to pick this one up. I was again trying to find something that I could read within that time frame. The audiobook was on Scribd and I could manage it within the time frame just a little bit longer. So if you take out the breaks that you have during each sprint, I actually made it within the time frame. It's just that obviously you need to do the breaks as well. So yeah, I decided to pick this one up. Now, I went into this one understanding that there's clowns in it, understanding that it's a YA, but other than that, not really knowing anything else about it. Quinn moves to a new town and she just wants to make it to graduation, but she may not make it until the morning. I need to go through the synopsis of this because I don't know what's a spoiler and what's not, because I went into it completely not knowing anything. But Quinn and her father moved to a tiny town with a weird clown for a mascot called Friendo. I have a massive fear of clowns. This came about, I loved clowns as a kid, really loved clowns as a kid, I loved going to a circus. This came about when Andy, about 8 or 9 years ago, made me watch it with him, and then he fell asleep. And I have had a fear of clowns ever since. I can't go to the circus anymore, which I'm devastated about because I would love to take Thomas to the circus. Can't go to the circus anymore. I have actively avoided and walked across the road to avoid a clown advertising a shop before now, on the high street. I can't do it. I cannot do it. He's adamant I'm going to watch the new It, because this was the original It, and I keep telling him absolutely not. It's never going to happen. I've never read It by Stephen King and I don't want to, but I thought that I would try and test myself and read this one because I've been intrigued by it ever since it was released, and I want to see whether or not clowns bother me as much on paper as they do on screen and in real life. So, backstory to my clown fear. But ever since the town's only factory shut down, Kettle Springs has been cracked in half. Most of the town believes that the kids are to blame. After all, the juniors and seniors at Kettle Springs High are the ones who threw the party where Arthur Hill's daughter died. They're the ones who set the abandoned factory on fire and who spent all their time posting pranks on YouTube. They have no respect and no idea what it means to work hard. For the kids, it's the other way around. And now Kettle Springs is caught in a constant battle between old and new, tradition and progress. It's a fight that looks like it will destroy the town until one homicidal clown with a pork pie hat and a red nose decides to end it for good. Because if your opponents all die, you win the debate by default. It was very interesting, actually. Now that I sit and think about it a little bit more and I think about how that synopsis is worded, it's very interesting to think of this as like a general, this is like a general thing in life. There is a lot of discussion, I think, surrounding different generations, in which the older generation, I feel feels like the younger generation of today doesn't know what it's like to work hard and doesn't know what it's like to, you know, put a deposit down on a house and really work yourself to the bone, to the point that, so that you can have these things like own a house and, you know, drive a nice car and go on nice holidays. However, I feel like as someone who's in the middle of those generations, and who came out of university during a very, very bad recession, in which there was literally no jobs. I went to like we have like a convention thing every single year, careers convention every year at uni, and I went the first 2 years before I graduated, and it was absolutely rammed with companies looking for people for jobs. The year I went, there was nobody there. There was probably about 3 or 4 companies there, and there was the institutes as well, you know, so you can get qualified and things like that. And that was it. There was nothing going. It was really, really hard. However, I do believe that the younger generation do know what it's like to work hard. I think some of them can be a little bit lazy? Yes. But I do think they know what it's like to work hard. And I think the issue we have these days is that the cost of living and everything else is rising, but wages are not. And I feel that even in my 30s and as like the middle generation of the two, I feel it. We are not getting pay rises at all. We certainly don't get them to match the cost of living, and it's absolutely shocking. And I think this kind of deals with that very well. The older generation in this town are blaming the kids are blaming the adults. Nobody understands what the other generation is going through, and it just seems like it was done very well, and I enjoyed it. So we start off with this where I think it's maybe like a year before or a few months before, where these kids are down at this lake or something. They're having a bit of a party, and one of our main characters' sisters ends up dying. However, they film everything on YouTube. It was all filmed, and then the parent and a few other adults in town blame the kids for this event and for something else that happens in town. Quinn moves in with her father, and things just seem a little bit off, but very quickly she makes friends with the popular people, which are these kids that constantly YouTube and everything. But she notices that things are a little bit bizarre. She goes to the diner one night for tea with her dad, and she notices some of her friends come in, but the sheriff gets very, very on edge. Like, he ends up standing up, he nearly pulls his gun out his holster. It's very bizarre. It's very, very weird. And then all of a sudden, this killer clown is about, and things just go from bad to worse. I don't think this should be marketed as YA. I feel like, I don't know, it reads a lot older. The characters are in high school, granted, but they're the older area of high school. And it's in the States, so I assume they're around 18. But I just feel like it reads so much older. There is swearing in here. There isn't sexual scenes or anything like that, but it's very violent, and I just feel like it should be marketed, it's obvious it's not going to be adult, but if we're going to say it, new adult, like the one that's in between YA and an adult, just feel like it should be older. And I did mention this to some of my Patreons during the Readathon, and Caitlin's read it, and I think Tracy as well said it as well, that they agree with me, and they do think it should be marketed as older than YA. They feel like YA is too young for this book. So yeah, I don't know, but I have ordered the second one. It's on its way to me, and I really do want to pick it up straight away. So I do think I may try and pick it up this month. If I don't pick it up this month, I'm 100% picking it up in November for Final Book Support Group. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. I had a great time with this. I was really, really surprised. I honestly thought that it would terrify me. But the audiobook was good. I had a really good time with it. I enjoyed the writing style. And I gave it 4 stars. If it got half stars, if I gave half stars, it would get 4.5. So yeah, I had a fantastic time with that one. So I had a really good readathon. I've read 2 full novels and then a shorter kind of like graphic novel, if you like. It's an illustrated book, but I had a really good time, and it was nice to have like a cute cozy murder mystery and then like a pretty horrific horror, but I had a really good time. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this vlog, and chat to me in the comments down below. Did you read any of these? Has anybody given this a go? What are your thoughts if you have? But yeah, chat to me in the comments down below, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye for now.